Everyone, and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're talking about the array finding method in JavaScript. In the last lesson, we were able to, show how the include method works by finding the specified elements from your array. But in this lesson, it's going to be another method of working with arrays in JavaScript, which is called the find method. The find method returns the value of the first array element that passes a test function. So what that basically means is that when you are searching for maybe an element, once the first element uh, or the first array element that passes that function is gotten, then the find method will return the value and then to stop execution. And look at the syntax below here. You can see array.find, then you pass in the element, then you pass in the value. You can call it element or value. Then you pass in the index. The index, I hope that by now you have not forgotten that index simply stands for position. And then the array itself, what you want to apply this method on, so you pass them as arguments into your array and into your function, and then you return the condition to know if that array element passes such test function or it does not. Let's take a look at an example in my code editor. So um say I have the number array, constant numbers. So if I have numbers like this, which are just some random numbers, and I say, okay, let first equals numbers. First is just a variable name that I gave to my uh, element. It's nothing special. My function, alright, I've not created this function. I'm going to create the function below. And then I say document dot get element by hiding, which is to get me the first element of my array. Once the condition is met, then I can now create my function and go this way and say function, my function. Then pass in the value or element. Don't forget, it could be elements, then the index, element of value, then array itself, where you want to apply the method. And then apply this to, return elements that is greater than 18. Now, right here in my output, you can see 25 because 25 is greater than 18. Although 29 is also greater than 18, but do not forget that the find method definition is that it will return the value of the first array element that passes the test function, which means that once 25 is the first element that passes that text function, it picks the 25 and then it stops execution. And that is what you can see that is happening right here in this particular example. So let's say we have something like maybe like 20. You will see that it will pick 20 before 25, you can see. So always remember that it picks the first occurrence. So the first element that passes that test function, that is what it will pick, and then it will stop execution. So this is how the find method works in JavaScript when working with array. And there are three things that I want you to take note of, and it is the parameters that are passed in. So this can either be element or value. If I change this to value, and I change this to value as well, now you can see that it's working. So you can either call it an element or value. So these three things are important when working with the find method. So the value or element, then the index, which is the position of the item, and then the array itself, which is this, the numbers array. So don't forget when working with the find method. So it's very, very important to keep track of that as well. So let's take a look at another example. So I'll take this out and I'm still going to use number, but this time I'll make another set of numbers. So I'll make another set for numbers. I'll do 3, 7, 10, and 15. And then you can do first pivot equals numbers dot find. And then I can pass this in the arrow function here. Number is greater than 8. You can use my user document to get a number hide the results. So what is greater than 8 right here? You can see 10. If I change this to 10, I'll get 15. So this is how you can use the find method to find the first element that passes the test function. And then when nothing is found, so it can return results. So let me use another example. When you have nothing that is found, 1, 2, 3. So let's say I have an array like this, and just want to so const number singular of the number equals to numbers dot find. And now I am going to pass in something that does not exist or that is higher than what you currently have. 10 is greater than 10. So document dot get element by hiding. What is the attribute of number? You can see it's undefined because there's nothing in this code that is greater than 10. All the numbers here in this array are lesser than 10. But if I had 10, let's see what happens. It is still undefined because 10 equals 10. It's not greater than 10. But by the time I have something like 11, you will see that the result will change. So you can see that the result will change. So the situation where you have value that is less than what you are trying to test for, you always get undefined as the response. So this is how the find method works in JavaScript. And then so remember, the find method always returns first match only. You can see that in the first example, we have two numbers that are greater than 15, but it pick the first one and return it as the result for us. And that is because the find method always returns the first match only, and after that, it will just stop the execution. And the number two thing to remember is that it does not change the original array, so it's only extract the value that matches the test condition. It doesn't change the original array. And then once a match is found, the third thing is that it stop iterating. So it stop running, it stop checking for values, stop iterating over the element. Once a match that matches the test condition is found. So this is how the find method works in JavaScript. Don't forget to practice as seen in the next lesson. Thank you.